welcome to Fab Friday here at Spiegelmom Scraps. So today I have a super exciting thing to show you. This is a brand new cut file and it is available for the first time today at the Spiegelmom Scraps blog, and I will leave you a link to that cut file below. We're going to work with that cut file a lot today. So those are my pictures, and from my pictures I chose 3 sequin mixes that have colors that will work really well with my photograph. And I also went through all of my 6x6 pads. So this is a collection of papers. It's from so many different 6x6 pads, but they go ahead and they match really well with my photos and with the sequin mixes. So that's what we're going to work with. And I'm going to go ahead and gesso my paper. So I am very anti-gesso, but I recently found one that I love. Oh my goodness, I love this. So it's by Faber-Castell and it's called Whipped Spackle. And it works so well, and it goes on really smooth and it dries really quick. It's white and it doesn't have that, so you know Liquitex, when you put the white gesso on the cardstock, it kind of goes like creamy colored. This doesn't do that. I love it. So it is rather pricey, so it's a good thing that I very often choose to skip gesso because I don't have time for it. And but if I want to do it, like, I know that this page is going to have a ton of mixed media on it. I'm going to put a ton of different mists on it, lots of different colors. So I knew that I needed something a little heavy on my paper to help it out a little bit. And I also, so this is I recommend this stuff, I love it so much. It is expensive though, but if you're like me and you don't use a ton of gesso, just every so often on a project, then it's a good thing to have handy. And I also use the Liquitex clear, but the clear is gritty. This comes out smooth. I can't say enough good things about this stuff. It's called Whipped Spackle, and it's from Faber-Castell. And so I just used an old gift card and smeared it on the parts that I knew I was going to put heavy mixed media on. And I'm just going to set that aside to dry now. So now I get to play with this cut file, and I love this cut file. It was designed by Laura Rumble. It's called Ginger, and you can find it in the Spiegelmom Scraps cut file link, which I will leave below. And it is so pretty. I have this thing for Art Deco stuff. I think it's like really cool, and I don't get to use it a lot. Like, I don't get to use it in scrapbooking or anything like that. And this just, I'm so excited about this cut file because I think it's so cool. So what I'm gonna do is I took all of those 6x6 paper pads, and I'm just going to go ahead and back them, each of those little fan shapes, with my cut file. So this cut file does not cut a full 12 by 12. It cuts a little bit shorter. So it's 12 inches wide, but it cuts a little short at the bottom. And I'm going to take advantage of that to add some mixed media, and I'm going to take advantage of it also to do a little work with my pictures. So this layout did change a little bit, but you'll see how and why it changed a little bit towards the end. But for right now, this cut file stays the same because, wow, that cut file's so pretty. So I'm just backing it with all the different papers that I chose, and you can kind of see here my method for backing a cut file. I flip the cut file over, I flip my paper over, I trace it, cut it out, and glue it to the back. And it works really well that way. I know there's lots and lots of different kinds of ways to back a cut file, so whatever makes you happy, that's what I say go with. So let's move on to our background. So this is the background that I put the gesso, the whipped spackle on. And now I'm going to use four different colorings. And I'm going to use the packaging technique, and I'm going to mix them and move the color around. So this is, hold on, let me grab my sprays here so I can tell you which 4 colors I used. I used Mandarin, Mai Tai, No Yoking, and of course the fire truck's going to go through here. Hold on a second. All right, it's gone now. Mandarin, Mai Tai, No Yokings, Moody Mauve, and cotton candy. Yeah? cotton candy. Yeah. So this is going to start out looking really, really bright, and I don't want it to be bright, but that's okay because I'm definitely going to tone it down. So I have some really bright colors like the No Yoking and the Mandarin Mai Tai. Then I have the cotton candy, which is real shimmery and not as bright. And I also did the Moody Mauve, which really is going to tone down a lot of that bright, bright, bright orange and yellow that you see. And I was totally wrong because I actually used 5 colors. I forgot that I also used some Peachy Keen on this because the Peachy Keen is actually the color that gives me that yellow. So the Mandarin Mai Tai and the No Yokings was really yellow, and I wanted more orangey tones in there. So I used the Peachy Keen, and that's what gives that orangey tone. And that Peachy Keen is so cool because it really kind of tones down the other stuff. The brighter yellows of the Mandarin Mai Tai and the No Yokings. So now I'm coming in with the cotton candy, and I chose to use a dry water brush with this because I broke my nozzle on my cotton candy. Shh, I broke it. Nothing was wrong with the bottle. The bottle didn't, you know, it wasn't a manufacturing error. It was totally me. I broke the nozzle. So I'm just gonna go. As you can see, I poured some of the spritz onto a piece of packaging, and then I used my water brush to kind of smear it around and put it where I want it. So this water brush, I'm not adding any water, so I'm not pushing the water brush hard to have it dispense water. I'm just using it as a brush. And there's the cut file. You can see how I'm making sure that what I want to show is showing up on my background, and I just keep doing this. I just keep adding more color, more splatters until I like the way it looks. Really easy. So now my background is completely done, finished, ready to go. The cut file is completely backed, and I've also added foam to the back of the cut file to give it some lift. I love the shadows that this casts, and you can see since I put that gesso on my paper it's not curled up, and it's in really good shape. So I'm going to use my Scotch tacky glue, and I'm going to put it on the foam and then stick it to my layout. And I do end up adding a little bit more mixed media to the bottom of this layout, but you'll see that, actually you won't see that because that's part of the video I didn't record. So we'll come back to that. Sorry about my voice, it seems to want to kind of go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab my 3 photos and I'm going to trim them up a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and mat them onto some large glassine bags from the Spiegelmom scrap shop, and you can find those a link to those bags at the bottom of the video. So now I have my photos all matted and ready to go, and I put a little ink on the edges of the glassine bag. And so now I'm trying to decide on placement, and what I'm going to decide is to put it right there at the very bottom of the layout. It's not my ideal placement, but I was having a little bit of a hard time trying to figure out if I wanted to cover up a lot of that cut file or not. So I just went with it. A lot of this layout is, I really just went with it. And then nothing was glued down so bad that I couldn't move it or fix it later. And so I just kind of went ahead and kind of put things where, you know, they would kind of, I felt that they fit well. So my 3 photos are all together, collaged on the glassine bags, and I'm going to go ahead and put them right down into the corner of this layout for now. And they will get moved though. So the next thing I decided to work on was my title. These stickers are from Pebbles, and the foam glitter stickers are from Heidi Swap, and I love these stickers. Oh my goodness, they're like the perfect foam glittery stickers, and they're so pretty. Really simple font, and they're so cute. And I got them at Michael's on clearance, and I'm so wishing I had bought more than 1 package of them, but I didn't. Isn't that the way it goes? So my title is going to be Pumpkin Patch Princess, because do you see the posing that's occurring in these photos? So cute. These are from October, and I just love them so much. She is such a little character. So now I'm going to go ahead, and what I decided to do was these 3 Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to work on my journaling first, which is going to create a little bit of a problem. So the journaling, very quickly, while I glue down sequins. My Muji pen wouldn't write on the gesso and the mist, which is fine. So I have this black mixed media pen that usually will write without a problem, and it did write okay, except it's a thicker point than what I really like, number one. Number two, the longer this layout goes on, the more I notice it's bleeding. Like my handwriting's kind of bleeding. I don't know if maybe the spritz wasn't quite 100% dry yet. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So that's a little bit of behind the scenes of what's going on with the journaling while I'm putting sequins down. So these are all the sequins will be linked below. I have some orange is from the Day in the Woods sequin mix. The yellow and brown that you're going to see is from the Salts of the Earth sequin mix, which is a brand new mix, and it's gorgeous. And then the other one is from it's either Adore or Amore, and I can never remember which one it is. And the package that I have isn't labeled, so that makes it even worse. But that one will be linked below, and that's where I got that gorgeous purpley pink color. So what I'm doing is I'm creating clusters of 3 sequins that match the papers. So we have the purpley pink sequins on the purpley pink parts of the cut file, orange sequins on the orange papers in the cut file, brown sequins on the brown pieces on the cut file, and then yellow on the yellow. Very, very just tone on tone, color on color. But and on camera, I don't know that they're showing up super great, but in real life, they're beautiful and they're perfect. Just enough little sparkle that they look like they seamlessly are in the cut file and not garish that they're kind of popping out or making it look like more, because this layout is a bit busy. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some embellishments. I'm going to move these embellishments around quite a bit. These are all embellishments from the Project Life Notes and Things value kit. And they're just really nice. They had all the colors that I needed and wanted on my layouts. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go through all the die cuts, and I'm going to go ahead and create some, the name escapes me. What are those called? Clusters. I'm going to create some clusters. Oh my, apparently I haven't had enough coffee this morning yet. So this is what I'm going to do. It's a little boring, and you'll also notice that for fun, while I was gluing down sequins, I glued some to my title to give it a little bit of pop. And plus, it says princess. You have to have some bling with your princess, right? Right. All right, embellishing done. I added some of the Notes and Things die cuts, as well as I cut apart some little pieces from the cut apart sheets, which I'm just finishing up now. Oh, Cooper, hello to you too. Apparently Cooper would like to say hello to the YouTube world today. Either that, or someone's in the backyard, or someone's walking down the alley. I'm not sure. So anyway, yeah, and so now I think I'm done. My layout's done. I think I'm finished, but wait. So here we are the next morning. So I slept on my layout, and I didn't like it. I didn't sleep on it like I didn't sleep on it, but you know what I mean? I went to bed that night and I got up and it was still bugging me. So I added I fixed the journaling by adding a few more layers to the bottom. I added some washi tape to the top and the bottom. That purple glittery washi tape is from Freckled Fawn, and the pink washi tape is We Are Memory Keepers. And I moved the photos up. Yes, it covered more of my cut file, but it needed to have more of that diagonal line, and I'm really, really much happier with it the way it is. So, yeah, this is the finished layout. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week again for another episode of Fab Friday. Bye!